buckle up because it's going to be a long one. So we're drawing Finding Nemo characters as people. This is the Shark Gang, and also I believe the first one I'm doing, that's more than one person. The reason it's more than one person is I decided that, you know the scene where Nemo and Marlin and Dory end up at the sharks, and Marlin ends up getting a nuggie from Chum, being nuggied. Yeah, I had that in my head and just thought that would be very funny with the that would be hilarious to actually see. So that's what I did. I specifically drew the entire gang just so that I could bully Marlin as a human. Yeah, I don't know why. I mentioned this in the Bruce video, but the way I'm translating that fish are friends, not food, to humans are friends, not food, is that the sharks are vampires, because that makes sense. That makes more sense than, I didn't want them to be cannibals. So they're not cannibals, they are vegetarian vampires. Sure, why not? I said so, it's my redesigns. That is, that's Blenny, by the way, the small one that's trying to sneak away. Now, as a kid, when I watched this, I didn't realize that this was a support group. I just thought it was a club. I don't know why it never clicked. But I just thought that this was a club for sharks that didn't eat fish. And then I rewatched it and went, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. This adds a lot of context to it. Right. I was being dumb. Okay, that makes sense. I've talked about Bruce. Okay, so the Shark Gang, the group, the ones that I have here, the ones I've drawn are Bruce, Dory, Blenny, Anchor, Chum, and then Marlin, from right to left. And this is the sketch phase, so that I have I just put the body shapes in so that I could have a base and just have something to work off of. And now I'm going to add in the face shapes and try to make them look less like they have just a basketball on their head and more like they have facial features, and add in their clothing, their signature clothes, and Marlin having a bad time because he's terrified of vampires and he doesn't know where he is, and his son has been kidnapped and he's just having a bad time. Trying Dory, no, let's Dory, let's leave. Dory, can you please pay attention? Can we go? We're on a tight schedule here. My son might be dead. Come on. No offense, people, but TikTok losing the trail. But yeah. Also, Chum's apparently in a tough shark gang and also a posh shark gang in addition to this group. So I'm this is from the wiki by the way, so I don't know exactly. I don't know everything to do with Finding Nemo, so I rely on the wiki at times. So I check Is there anything else? I haven't played the game, so what's happened with the games? Okay, what's the random trivia fact? Okay. He's in a posh shark group? How? No offense, Chum, but you don't exactly seem like the posh one out of the group. The tough shark one I can kinda understand, but like, posh? Posh? Really? I'm like, did you go to a posh school and they're your schoolmates and that's why you have posh friends? I don't know. I have no idea how Chum managed to make posh friends. I had some trouble coming up with Anchor's design, mainly because while watching the film I didn't question it at all, and then I had to look at his design, his hammerhead design, and thought, I can't unsee Sid. I only see Sid. I see Sid the Sloth from Ice Age. Why? I am not drawing Sid. Sid, you are a sloth. You are a humanoid sloth, but still a sloth. I'm supposed to draw the hammerhead shark as a person. How? I don't know. Somehow we've figured it out. The wiki says like that he's a bit self-conscious about his head shape and it being different than the other sharks. So he probably, like, in the earlier sketch phase, he kind of had like a slight dent in the back. So that could be like how that translates. And I've also kind of made his eyes are a bit cross-eyed because hammerhead, whitehead, very wide range of view, so I thought that made sense. Chum, I'm kind of making him dress a bit punky but also like snazzy. He still has the hook in his nose and just a few more piercings, and I'll add in his scars later. And all of the sharks, I've given them like the front jaw slightly more forward, since that was how they were as sharks, because that's how sharks kind of look. And Chum is a bit more defined than the other two, because his was a bit more defined in the movie as well in his design. Anchor, I was thinking about how to dress him, and then it said like in his free time he likes to spend time alone just to think, and I was like, so he's a man of culture. And I gave him a suit, and he ended up being very overdressed to the occasion. I think that's fine. There isn't a dress code to this event. He can wear a suit if he wants to. I also thought about like, is he going to have a bow tie or just a normal tie and then no tie? And then I thought bow tie because hammerhead. Blenny is the small fish, for anyone who doesn't remember, is the small fish who ended up eating the anglerfish in the after credits scene of Finding Nemo. And I don't know if Blenny is just a very small man or just a child. But yeah, I'm not going to really talk about Dory or Marlon's or Bruce's design that much in this video, because I've already talked about them in previous videos. A link to those will be in the eye. But in the movie they lift their hands up while like saying the fish are friends, not food. We saying like the catchphrase of the organization, but I changed it to like on the chest, since having the hands up didn't look as like appealing for from this angle. It just kind of looked flat, and yeah, so I prefer to have it like a hand on your chest type thing. Small change, but probably should mention it. Bruce's design was from the waist up when I did in his video, so I gave him some like biker boots and some baggy trousers. Chum, I kind of, like I mentioned, look, Chum already had a nose piercing with the hook in his nose, so easy peasy, we just give him another hook in his nose, except this time he actually asked for it. So nose piercing, that was a given, and I gave him a few ear piercings as well, and I gave him a slit in the eyebrow, some distressed jeans, fairly average shoes, and I gave his top a skull design, because in the movie he kind of like, you're supposed to bring a fish to like the meeting, except he ate his fish pal. And in this one it would be bring a human to the meeting, except he accidentally ate his human pal. So having like the skull is kind of like reference. I actually thought about it and did it on purpose, so I will take credit for it. Thank you very much. Because when I don't do it on purpose, I don't take credit for it. I mention that I made a mistake and then I figure out a way. Chum has a surprising amount. Chum has more scars than Bruce, which kind of makes sense since he's in like another gang, which is kind of like a gang, the rowdy gang. I don't know what the details of that gang. I think it was implied in some book. It was implied somewhere apparently. But I gave Chum I gave him grey hair because his main colour palette is like blues and greys, and Anchor's main colour palette is reds and browns, so I'm sticking to that. And the hat is a new addition that I thought of last minute and thought, yes, you will have a hat. Why? Don't know. It suits you. You shall have a hat because it suits you. That is all there is that you need to know. So I originally gave Anchor like a purple suit because in the sketch phase I used like a purple color to sketch the outfit out, and I thought that kind of looks good. And then I actually went with it and thought, that is a very bold and bright, that is a statement piece. And I am not bold enough to give you that statement piece, so I am sorry. You will be getting a more neutral toned suit. I am sorry, but Anchor, the shark, is color palette is also earth tones, reds and stuff like that. So I was like, right, you will get a statement sock. You will get statement socks. Blenny is kind of odd because when I first came up with the idea of drawing this, I forgot he existed, and then I went on to Chum's wiki page and went, who is Blenny? Oh yeah, I remember. The little one, right. I still can't tell if you're a kid or just or an adult who takes dares way too seriously. Apparently, the reason Blenny spoke to sharks was because of a dare. And like, you know, he has some brown, like, circular spots on the fish design, so I'm giving him a few moles here and there to represent that. And Blenny's, like, color palette is very much like, it's mostly green and like some, like, it's like yellowy green and browny red. Like I said, Marlin I've already talked about, and I already have the colors set, so I'm just eyedropping it from my previous design. I don't know why, for Blenny I specifically knew, like, yes, you will be short, because Blenny as a fish is tiny. And for some reason I just had baseball cap, like backwards baseball cap, as like the base. I had nothing set other than like terrified expression and backwards baseball cap, and we just went with it from there. And I've kind of drawn him in a way, like, if he is a kid, he kind of looks like a kid. If he is just an adult, he kind of looks like an adult. It's like, we're fine. And Dory, we've already talked about. The beanie's fine, it's fine. Blues and yellows for the Dory fish, the Dory human, and remembering the freckles this time. I forgot them last time, and I had to like add them in later. Again, we've talked about Bruce, and yep, I tried making Bruce like look intimidating but also kind of friendly, because that is what he's trying to be. He's trying to be friendly, but his size and facial demeanor just kind of work against him. But he is trying. The softie is trying. He is bold because I tried drawing hair on him and then gave up as soon as I drew the hairline. He doesn't suit hair, what can I say? He's Bruce the big white shark. But yeah, that is about it for today. Have a wonderful evening or morning or whatever time it is for you. And goodbye.